Welcome back, everybody. Dren608 Plays, playing Rogue Trader here. I am going to try and get through this really quick. I need to level this up. Characteristic here I wanted to take up was my willpower. And then over here, I was going to take, there's a special skill. Calculated Relations, which lets me use Persuasion, Coercion, and Commerce. Will use my Intelligence bonus, which is a +4, instead of Fellowship. So I was going to take that right away. And that's me. Could be wrong. This guy, he gets a characteristic. I was going to take his... I think I was going to get his agility up to 40. And then here... I was thinking of taking Contempt so that he gets an extra 5 damage when somebody attacks him. This is probably wrong, but that's what I'm going to do. Huh. What did I do wrong? Oh, I didn't click on this. I was going to take Agility to get him up to 40. Alright. We'll apply that. She is going to take a characteristic for her. It's going to take her Perception up to an even number. And in here, common talents. What was I going to take with her? Thought about pain channeling. They don't let me... I guess these are all basic things. Common talent, okay. I thought about giving her basic skill Medicae so she could become a medic as well. But somehow that doesn't seem like the right thing to do for her. This would give us all, for first round, critical hit chances. Psychic powers that have a range of 2 cells or more have their range increased by +4. So she could cast her stuff out even farther. 6 or more, I get extra damage. This one lets her get more range. So I was going to take Second Sight. I don't know. It's probably wrong. But that's what we're going to do with her. And then for Argenta, she's going to get... She gets a characteristic. We're going to take her ballistic skill up. So that gets up to an even number. And then over here... I already have rapidly reload. Cell radius. Oh, I know what I was going to do with her. I was going to take... I was going to give her melt-a-weapon proficiency, so she can use a melt-a-gun if we find one. There we go. And there you go. We're all done there. So everybody's done there. I was going to put on Abelard this cloak. If you use a heroic act, his dodge will go up by 20%. So we'll let him wear that for now. This injury or falls unconscious in combat, their allies gain +1 bonus to damage. I'll put that on him too, since he's always in the front lines. Okay. Now we gotta go. Our journal. I have to find the Master Helmsman.
Rise to the top.
Run over here.
Or get left in the dust.
Out here.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
Old man, he was never going to make it. He was mutating right in front of us. You just ended his suffering sooner.
Where's the... Oh, there's the Master Helmsman. Walk over here. That's who we have to find. There we go. Abelard, Ravor, Master Helmsman, System Status Report. By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal, living and breathing. White-haired man, a sickly pale skin salutes you. Well, there's a tricky question. The whole place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for the throne. How's on? How did you people survive? Must have been Providence. It's better than the Emperor's, not someone else's. When they barged in here, the ones with Master the Whispers, some officers charged them, but it wasn't even a fight. I grabbed whoever I could and dragged them behind the cogitators, then I prayed for a rescue. Okay. You hid. Your words seem to knock the officers off their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear something sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking. Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. Turn to you. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to discard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valesius. May not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence. He directs your attention upward to the throne and sits upon the Ephesus throne. What must I do? Take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officer's report. Blah. Blast it all to the void. Translation is a craft, not something to be explained in a tick. Just go up to the throne, Master, and these people are about to do the impossible. At least they deserve as a self-sustaining figure sitting in the usual spot. Please hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk. Okay. And it just goes, makes me go take the stand. I don't have a choice. Okay. I'm walking up here and sitting down in this big old chair. Alright, come on, sit down. Theodora, the image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire, the other a vessel of ancient evil bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp. Yeah, okay. Who are you to oppose destiny itself for the sake of lives that are not your own? So many threads stretch between you and other creatures of your world. Pitiful, worthless links, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. A muddled, erratic, pointless tangle. Resonates and merges with the voices that have already dug their foul roots into your consciousness. A moment later you realize that all these voices are the myriad manifestations of the same call that has finally invaded your mind. I aim save you, my people, do your worst, but you cannot stop me. Long screech, a shrill, overwhelming sound that can only be interpreted as laughter. Lead them, mortal. Guide them, persuade them, force them to walk your path. You will need followers, for destiny is preordained. Now we got Conrad. Spin and vicious drops saluted on your cheeks. You blink and you're no longer looking at the door. It's a traitor. Bucketeer, just as fluid and ephemeral as the previous apparition. More terrifying voices ceased from his lips. The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy. A relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured and the steps chosen, and yet you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you on the day when the final dawn rises over the iron world. I will see you by my side on that day, the day of my resurrection. Scattered by invisible sources winds, and you see Idira, her eyes aglow with the same sinister flame. Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you in the weapon of your return to me. Passes before your eyes a fresh crimson purple. Images place one another in violent kaleidoscope without ever letting you get a proper look at them. Rippling mirage, you see a twisted image of Abelard, Lord of Seneschal of the dynasty. The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine. Okay, a chaos servant, whether I want to be or not. Turns around, looks up at you. He hesitates for a few moments, then addresses Abelard, who's standing next to you. Seneschal, the Navigator Sanctum aside, the Vox signal is stable, which means the Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valancius Lantern. We will honor his memory along with all those who died this day. Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Cat?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision, it is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live. The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
Okay. So, cutscene.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members.
They did some voice muddling here.
Yet hope remained, for the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived, and through the strength of his resolve, saved those who were counting on him for protection.
Okay. Perception reduces the chance of enemy dodging attack. It also affects awareness skill. Awareness is equal to perception. Okay. So you want to get your perception up too, just like in most computer role-playing games. Perception is what makes you be able to find all the good stuff. Alright, come on, come on. Load it up. We gotta get this done. It's not gonna let me just... That's not the end, obviously. There must be more nonsense I have to go through to get out of this and get into actual Chapter 1. Okay, 100%. Abelard, deep shadows of weariness have been seen on Albert's face, though the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake over you from head to toe to frown. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your lordship. You cannot help but notice that Sentinel does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation begins in a smirk to your face, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Edward pulls himself together. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to been filled by the deputy, while others go unfilled entirely, and now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. Okay. How did we come to lose so many? Still targeting the vessel's command, they knew exactly who they were looking for and where they could be found, which was unsurprising given their informant was their own Master of Whispers. Have you succeeded in tracking him down? No, Lord Captain. All the commotion his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him. And any mutineers who may still be sulking the ship's many quarters. But frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I'm afraid that it will come sometime before he answers for all that he has wrought. Yeah, he's sort of my my protagonist, I guess. That and whatever thing says it controls me. What is the agenda? Reports and conditions of the ship and crew is not usually drawn away from important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. Still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so, as far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your lordship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visit of their Lord Captain. Well, I really don't want to be the rogue trader, but that's the game, right? So I'm not going to say that. Let's go. Chamber. A whole bunch of people are going to walk up here. A whole bunch of people. Okay, here they all are. Rah. Dozen pair of eyes bore into you. Expressions involving restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Okay. Attention officers, you have been granted an honor. The Lord Captain Von Valencius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Give me a priestess. Could you introduce me to these people? As you wish. Vigisuri Otta of the Tolman line, our new Vox Master. Use for technology is communicating at a short distance. Okay. It is an honor to serve your lordship. Aboard this vessel you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external forces. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. My eyes and mouth. Beside her is Revor, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. Helmsman Revor, the bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod. A sullen nod, huh? Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our High Factotum Janus Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. High Factotum Janus is dressed in an embroidered jacket. The heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an oblique smile and bows. It's an honor, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done with the highest standard. In the second row, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard. Infernos Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship. And lastly, the Drivemaster, servant of Omnisar. Omnisar, pause and read that. Supernatural entity, god of all knowledge, worshipped by the Adeptus Mechanicus. The officers salute you. The Furnace Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. Drivemaster offers a salute resembling a dance, involving a complicated manipulation of all the tech Kentries, what is this? Tentacle-like robotic limb prosthetics surgically attached to the spine. Okay. Tech priests, rulers of Deptus, when they refer to technology as the object of their devotion, they direct the endeavors of fabrication, lead the followers of the machine god in unforgiving crusades of ruthless acquisition. They know I'm from a forge world. Is that everyone? Unfortunately, our choir master, the esteemed Zachary Wise, head of the Astropath section, is unable to join us. He's in charge of communications with distant star systems. Master Weiss has been in a trance for some time now, attempting to contact other planets in the Valencius Protectorate and inform them of Lady Theodora's passing and Conrad Voiter's treachery. I'll deliver a report to your lordship on the Astropath's progress as soon as it's possible to do so. Okay. All others present are adjunct secretaries and deputies. They are here to make a record of the proceedings. Okay. Alright, let's just go down. Firefighter. I can report that all fires and all decks have been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment in terms of material losses and crew casualties has been completed and submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factotum. Post passed to him after the previous Infernos Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. Marks in a low voice, pitched for yours only. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. Okay. The High Factotum, the guy, he's my supply sergeant. Probably does lots of shady things. We're toiling day and night to complete a full count of losses. The task requires next to no involvement from your lordship. Firstly, ensure that all damaged components are given into the tech-free sands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confined to the scum of the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Reichhead Minoris. However, that planet, the whole system, in fact, belongs to the Winter-Scale Rogue Trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are the matter for me. Okay, the Rogue Trader. Okay. Especially true given Kalia's Winter-Scale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later. The kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets. Rumbles Abelard frowning. Drivemaster, how bad off are we? Zia Wax translator emerges from under the tech priest's harlot hood. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. A spirit believed by the adherents of the cult Mechanicus to inhabit and control any technology in existence. Yeah, it's called code, folks. The great warp engine, an alternate dimension of pure energy and madness existing in a mirror image to real space, also known as the Imperium, the Aether, and the Sea of Souls, or warp space. Trust my charge is unharmed, thank Koronus. But its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have yet identified a prayer protocol capable of soothing its sorrow and anger. It doesn't work that way, but with great sorrow I must also report that Engine Seer, Tech Priest who specializes in the maintenance and repair of sacred machines, Prime Overseer, and spiritual authority of all Tech Priests on board fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. Most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of sacred problems equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. Would someone care to translate the esteemed Drivemaster's words? The ship's most senior tech priest, the most senior both in rank and experience, is dead. If we do not find a replacement, we will be unable to resolve the problems with the warp engines. Answers the Vox Master instantly without even thinking. This is not the first time she has acted as an interpreter between the ship's ferries and heaven. Master Helmsman, what do you got to say? Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut it a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's sound, more or less, but without our engineer Prime and navigator who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what will happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Vox Master Vigis. Your Lordship, if you will allow me to interject. When we arrived in this system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all the available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navis Nobilite, an ancient organization of noble mutant families whose genes allow them to safely guide warp-capable void ships through the Imperium. Ah, a navigator. The station maintains a complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system as extremely incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor. You must be dogmatic. Sharp bolt of pain lances through your skull as if in response to what you just heard. You understand that it is not the God Emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of the demon that appeared before you during translation to real space echo in your mind. I am the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. Master Helmsman, if I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go around and around this system till our heads are swimming, as long as the Promethium supplies, a broad term for combustible fuel, and supplies last. And if any thick-ass rocks shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't you worry on that score. Okay. Master of Ordnance. Master of Ordnance gives you a gloom alert. No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone. We've got no able crew, Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. Shermatillamo. So what? Comes the officer's hostile and bitter reply. It's as if a dam has burst inside and all his pent-up emotions are rushing out of him. The ship's in ruins, every second officer's dead, and now we've got a green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to the void knows where. Silence! Yells Abelard. Bridges' magnetic glass panes seem to tremble under the force of Abelard's roar. Enforcers, see this mutineer! Grunts. If only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all. Your lordship, I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance, the former Master of Ordnance, I should say? Besides, find a replacement, that is, for we already have one lined up. Execute him if you're dogmatic. Experienced Masters of Arms are few and far between, so for that reason he may remain his post, so you punishment at your discretion. Iconoclast, they'll give me points on Iconoclast. Stand down, release him. I have no intention of punishing a man for a moment of weakness, not after the terrible attack we have endured. I'll go Iconoclast, because I want to be Iconoclast. Says I'm blinking at the Master of Ordnance. Cease your sniveling, you disgrace yourself and your entire clan. Enough, the hysterics are over. Let us resume. I got plus 2 points for my Iconoclast. Yay! Master of Ordnance stands up, wiping the blood from his broken nose. His face is a picture of shock. What just happened seems to be dawning on him only now in the knowledge of the fate he so narrowly escaped. To summarize, we have sustained steering losses in crew members, and we require a new Engineer Prime and Navigator. Is this all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's symptoms must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall, massive void port on the edge of the Koronus Expanse, and a notorious hotbed of vice, trade, and rogue trader intrigue. How wonderful. Home to the only dockyard in the sector, but we will never reach Footfall without first solving these 3 immediate problems. Can you tell me about the system in which we currently find ourselves? I cede to the Vox Master on this point. Mr. Stolman, what is he going to tell me? We are in the Reichhut star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your lordship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in the system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Nobilite station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system, and Reichhut Minoris itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs, sensor technology that allows white ships to scan planets, spot enemies, and obtain various other kinds of crucial data at great distances, have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. So Reichhut Minoris is in a civil war? Maybe? It's having a fight. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobilite station and find out what in the void is going on. Thank you for all your reports. So I salute you as one. Do they run away? Go away. Abelard, your lordship, there is one other thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission the rogue trader to do anything? And I shall tell you, the Lord Inquisitor. The hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Koronus Expanse. Came across standard decks. It was signed XC. Are you referring to the contents of that note, I presume? Yes, quite right. XC, Xavier Calcazar. It was to seek out Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Henrix von Calyx, an interrogator, you understand? All I know is that he is somewhere in the system. And we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall in the Verbundus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed. But an Inquisitor is an important visual. Authorities in system, either Navis Nobilite or the Governor of Reichus Minors, may know something. That is all of it, your lordship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of daily burden of the rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the von Valsius Protector. Another scrutinizing look as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he's about to offer some words of encouragement. When These people so. Idira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. Sister Battergummy nods towards her. The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She's insisting on seeing the rogue trader. I judge that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, Sister Argenta sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. Eyes rove over the assembled. One word bursts from her lips. Daybreak. Idira. Damn it. Presses her fingers to her temples in desperation. Your Lordship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard. My head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way. And I can't make it out. Make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak. Or maybe it's dawn. And it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mr. Stalaz? No, not yet anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make sense of any of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, alright? Well, Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge, and we can talk. Lady Thedora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. Psyker's bitten lips stretched from the wry smile. So now I declare this briefing concluded. It's time to get to work. Am I done? Am I finally done? Am I finally done? Yay. Use the system map in the center of the bridge to issue orders to the crew. System map. Issue orders to the crew. What's my time? Alright, we're at 31 minutes. So now I think I'm finally in chapter 1. Let's check the journal. Yeah, okay, I'm in... I have to find this dude. We've done that. I have to find that dude, and then errands. I need to find crew. I need to find an engineer. I need to find a navigator. And I gotta talk to the battle sister. And we gotta find this twit. I've got lots of things to do. Go here. Reichhead Minoris. Navigators are voted with a plausible destination for interrogator of the Ordnance station. Citizens may tell the rogue trader if they're playing host to such a guest. Prison planet might have caught the interrogators. Okay. So I have a prison planet to visit, and a novice Nobilite, and the governor. Okay. Lots of stuff to do. Any rumors? Powerful, mysterious figure plays a pivotal role in the fate of Koronus Expanse. His power is so great that it extends even over rogue traders. Okay. Contracts? I don't know what contracts are. They'll tell me. Someday. So I have lots of quests. Okay. There we have it. Alright, if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. You really like to see, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notify bell. Be notified upload videos and or schedule streams. We will continue Rogue Trader and see what this first chapter has to bring to us. Starting up in the next video, I will go figure out how to give orders and things and see what happens. Alright. I'm Dren608. Until we meet again, stay safe and bye-bye.